Hi, welcome to my channel, Gojachaegi Archery. Doing a bit of practice, different styles. So this one I'm going to use Onkkakji and see how I group with Onkkakji using different arrows. So starting off with 300 spine, 32 inches, 100 grain points, although I've got some 200 points as well that I've used for testing. And these are micro arrows, so one internal diameter of 4.2 millimeters. So Onkkakji. Onkkakji, because it's got so much extra movement, is can be slightly less accurate. So that flew quite nicely and without too much noise. That was noisy and it went a bit too high. Did a bit of Onkkakji earlier and we got a fairly close group with minimal kind of variation between shots. With Onkkakji, it feels more instinctive, which is I think why I like it. Try again. Oh, that went over. I actually tried to lower my elbow on that one, my anchor point, and as I did that, I didn't move my bow hand, so that pointed the arrow a bit high. So let's try again. Not quite getting the same grouping as I was getting with Onkkakji. This one's a 200 grain point, so let's see how that affects flight. Oh, perfect. That was exactly what I was looking at. Center of the bush. This one's 200 grain as well. And that's one thing I've been trying to decide, whether a bit more FOC on these arrows and weight actually makes the difference. And I think I do like a higher FOC on my arrows. Oh, again, ring slipped. So try again. Right, let's go. That flew nicely, but slightly off. I find it really satisfying just watching a good arrow flight, because when I started 3 years ago, my arrows were fishtailing like salmon going up a river, and it took a while. It took quite a while to actually get to grips with the shooting. But then, after that first time when I actually just saw my arrows flying straight to where I was looking, it was like magical. Really exhilarating. Perfect. Is that on my orange? Looks like it. Right, let's try the white ones. Oh, that one needs a bit of gluing. And that's the other thing, some arrows prefer some styles over others. So I find Onkkakji can be quite abrupt because you're forcing, there's no, you're just giving it an amount of torque, or you're not giving it as much torque as you might need to give something else. So with Onkkakji, and by relaxing the hand, you're letting the bow do what it needs to do rather than try to control the bow. So it's going a bit high. Perfect. Bit noisy. So that went exactly where I was looking. So I'm aiming for the center of the bus, or as close to. Oh, that was good as well. So it's interesting that the white ones are shooting better with Onkkakji than they did with Byeoljeol. Oh, that went a bit weird. It's funny. You know, right at the point of release, you know whether you shot a good arrow or not even before it hits the target. It's that kind of, you can sense the difference even though you can't describe it sometimes. Okay. Oh, that was a good one. Let's try the 33-inch. See how these do. These feel quite tight against the string. These knocks are not. These are the fast shooting knocks, the up and down ones, and they're just a bit too tight. So even though they're chunky, and I wanted them chunky to survive dry fires, or not cause dry fires, they're just a bit too tight. So I'm going to have to replace them with some other knocks at some point. I've got some Korean knocks in the way, so I'll see whether they fit into these arrows or whether they need adjusting or not. But we'll, that'll be another week now. Bit noisy. There was a bit of a wobble on the arrow. I drew to 33 inches, so probably a bit more power as well. So let's see if I can stop the wobble. Bit noisy, still a bit of wobble. One more of these and then I'll shoot some bamboo. See how they do with Onkkakji. Oh, that was better. Still a bit noisy. Let's try the bamboo. Bit noisy, but that was a good fight. Oh, that was a bad shot. My fault. Right, last bamboo. Ah, so a bit low. Let's have a look at that. It's really calm and relaxing here. My only gripe is it's too close to the road and traffic and helicopters. Let's see what we got here. So had a bit of a moment when I put the tripod down. The video stopped recording, and I was busy whittling away, looking at the arrows, and there was nothing there to record. So anyway, part 2. I've taken some of the outliers out. So the bamboo did quite badly on this one. Too low, one high, and I've taken some of the other outliers that I've got just to see whether there's anything that you know, shows off as you know, a bit of a group. So the 250 spine, a bit separate, so not great. The orange ones got similarly 2 together, 1 separate, and the white ones are probably the ones that are closest together. I can hold them in one hand. So it's quite interesting that, you know, different style might favor a different type of arrow. And a lot of people ask me sometimes why I have so many arrows in my quiver, different styles, and you know, in part it is because I'm trying to work out what works best with each bow, and I've got different bows, so different arrows and different styles, and you just never know which ones are going to be you know, shooting better from one day to the next. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.